Hi, how are you? I just don't understand. I just don't understand why it's so difficult. Let me tell you, I could not get back on YouTube that day, that night. Hell broke loose. It's crazy. You're left speechless. Let me tell you, I not that I'm putting myself down. No, you all know me. No, Uncle Fernando don't do that. I'm pretty arrogant. I think very highly of myself. So don't get it twisted. But at the same time, as as quiet as it's kept, or maybe it's not as quiet as it's kept. I am I think I'm an average I'm not an average guy, no, that I'm not. But I think that what I have to say is not so classified that it can upset the wrong people, whoever they are, wherever they are. Let me tell you, I love my 51,000 subscribers, and if I get more, even better. But that's not where my focus is. I watch the other channels, right? And you got people that have 500 tuned in watching them. They get 1,000 likes. I had no idea that you can get that much likes in 1 hour. I had no idea that you can get 1,000 people tuning in. I've never seen that in other. Maybe I didn't look. I don't look for those things. You never hear me say, subscribe to my channel or hit likes for me. I say thank you when you give me money for a super chat because because I'm so disconnected from the politics and rudimentaries of YouTube, and it's like there's a competition in a race of the most likes, the most subscribing. I never cared anything about that. When I do my videos, I think at most that I've ever had in my 4 years of being on YouTube, maybe 20 people logging in, watching me. Maybe 20, maybe 30. Never more than that. And I thought that was pretty good. I thought that was pretty good. I had no idea if we are going to do 500, 1,000 tune in, 1,000 likes. And I guess it's a reward for something. I don't even know what that is. Because that doesn't really concern me. Okay, I got commercials. Advertising. I make maybe with that alone, maybe $600-700 a month in revenue. That's okay. My goal wasn't to go on YouTube to make money. That's why I always ask for donations, which has been very, very slow, by the way. But that's why I ask for donations because I'm not here to make money that way. I came here, I already came in with wealth. It's not, that wasn't the aim. So the fact that I am being so closely watched and monitored, and every time I have a download, I go to severe interruptions and disruptions. Even the executives of YouTube, which I think they're full of shit, I think it's an inside job. And because Instagram was an inside job, and we caught it. With the hacking. I'm like, what the fuck is the big deal of what I have to say? So then I said yesterday, I made a decision to leave YouTube altogether. Because it really annoys me, these types of interruptions. Well, if you don't want me to do this, fuck it. Let me do something else. And then Spirit came to me and said, oh no, bitch. No, you're not. Mm-mm. You're gonna continue with YouTube and you're gonna give the information. Fuck who likes it and who doesn't. Your life has been in danger anyway. But no one's going to hurt you because we're going to be right there to destroy anybody that touches you. Okay, I'm convinced of that. After the hitmen and all that stuff, I was convinced. Yeah, ain't nothing going to happen to me. I feel sorry for those who try. Okay, so then what is it? When I have these dreams, I wake up and I got so much plaque on my teeth that you'd think I didn't brush my teeth for 2 years. It took me an hour and a half to take the plaque off. It was just falling. It's like something happens after I get these downloads. And my nails, I gotta cut them. All of that, it just, like, almost like I grow, hair, it turns colors. Damn. What I gotta tell you is groundbreaking, revolutionary, terrifying, and enlightening. I guess I was a little bit naive. I was maybe trying to convince myself that I have very small subscribers. 50K is considered very, very small. I get 30, 20 people. Maybe sometimes I get 2, 3 people. No one's going to look at hear what I'm doing. Herbal tea. Happy Mother's Day. Let me not forget. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. I'm thinking I'm under the wire. No big deal. They told me that the book of Revelation in the Bible will be completely open to me. What theologians and scholars could not understand, I will understand. Whatever it is that it is describing, which is basically the end of the world, I will know it clearly and know the dates and times and the hour. And that scared me a little bit because it says in the book, the good book, no one will know. Not even the angels will know when I come. So when they told me that I will know, and that what I'm doing is that I'm preparing you for, and I guess when they say the end of the world, you have to look at it from another perspective. And when they say the end of the world, it's the end of the world order as it is now. Not that the planet itself is going to come to an end. We are changing one age to another. We're not changing an epoch to another. The great cataclysm that closes each age, and when they say age, they mean epoch. We are not at the closing of an epoch. We are at the closing of an age, the age of Pisces, which is 2,500 years. Now we're entering a new age, but we're still in the same epoch. And this is the Aquarian age. There is a mini event, we can put unquote, at the closing of the age. And then there's the great cataclysm that closes the epoch. The Great Flood was not an event that ushered a new age. The Great Flood was a great cataclysm which closed or put an end to an epoch. I did a video about timelines. A lot of you didn't like it because it was a lot of math and you guys got easily bored, and I don't think you appreciated that. You need to really watch that video so you can understand that time is an illusion and time can be manipulated to suit the winner. Yeah. If you look to the ephemeris, an ephemeris gives you, from the year 2000 to 2050, all the positions of the planets in minutes, seconds, hours, minutes, seconds of arc, houses, signs. And they told me that, when the arrival, 2024. So, I look at the ephemeris and I check 2024. Let's see what happens in 2024. Is there anything unusual? Is there any stellar events or anything unusual? Are there any planetary risings in a particular configuration? No, I thought no big deal. 2024, Uranus enters Gemini, but Uranus is pretty much retrograde in 2024 in Taurus, the late degrees of Taurus. And it goes back and forth, 26, 25, 24, 23, then direct, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, then it goes retrograde again, 26, 25, 24, 23. It keeps going backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. And these degrees, very interesting because the Pluto returning the United States in Capricorn in the 8th house of the United States is 27 degrees. And the most impactful changes that have occurred with Uranus and Taurus has happened at least these past few years between these late degrees. It doesn't want to leave these degrees. And I go then to May, June, July, August, and it's still going back and forth, back and forth. So I'm like, this ain't gonna happen in 2024. It's still in Taurus. And the return has to be in Gemini. So I see here, but the year 2027 is that by transit is that we see a configuration on the ascendant of the United States, which is Gemini. I'm not using the Sigma chart of the United States, which has Sagittarius on the ascendant and Gemini in the 7th. I don't agree with that birth chart, even though it is very popular among astrologers. I don't believe the Sagittarius on the ascendant describes the American people. No, Gemini does. Much better. And I've been using the Gemini ascendant chart of the United States for many, 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 many years, and it's never let me wrong. When I tried the one with the Sigma chart, I'm always off. So I don't like it. I don't think it's accurate, not at least for what I'm looking for. And my focus when I'm doing when I'm interpreting the chart of the United States, it's a psychological orientation. Other astrologers are seeking events and synchronicities. Um, and maybe you might need a Sibley chart for that. But I'm interested in the inner workings of mankind and people and the hidden psychological motives of people. And being, I think, a very well-informed astrologer, I believe that Gemini fits the psychological profile of the American people par excellence, not Sagittarius. So it is here that Uranus will be doing a return on this in Gemini because we have Uranus here in the chart of the United States. So when I saw that, I saw what I was looking for. I saw what I was looking for. And it will be definitely by progression, moving the chart a certain way. But that's not really important. The timing and when they come. It is and it isn't. But I will tell you what's going to happen and what their agenda is as I was continuing before this interruption. After the phone broke and it sparked electricity. The bitch sparked electricity. I went to touch the point where I went to touch the laptop and I couldn't. I literally for 2 hours. It was like I was radiating electricity. Like I had tuning to Uranus. Remember, I have Uranus conjunct the Sun and Pluto in Virgo in the 12th house. Sextile Neptune. All the outer planets are in conjunction at birth when I was born. So I'm an outer planet person or astrologer, Uranian astrologer. I got Uranus, Pluto, and Neptune all in Virgo in the 12th house. Well, Neptune is in Scorpio, a sextile in the 12th house Virgo. So it's very otherworldly, and that explains most of my knowledge, secret knowledge, ancient knowledge. One of the things that I had mentioned before we got cut off is that they are going to get rid of money. Money. Currency will be eliminated. The world will no longer run by currency. That information is enough to get people killed. I understand why I was abruptly interrupted. But I can't be afraid of that. It'd be silly because I'm protected, So, what will be the new currency? Love. Now, I don't know if this is allegorical. I don't know. Hello, hi everybody, hi. I don't know if this is allegorical. It has to be literal. I'm like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? The planet cannot run without money? They're like, they're getting rid of the monetary system. The world will no longer be running by money. It'll be by love. Then I'm thinking, interesting. Because we've been going through some very powerful transits with Uranus in Taurus. And Taurus represents money. Our money, our country's money. We got Taurus is the it's a sign of money. The monetary system, the Federal Reserves, along with Scorpio, the Scorpio Taurus polarity. And it's interesting that we are experiencing the nodal axis in Taurus Scorpio. Remember, it was in Gemini and Sagittarius for the past 9 years, and now it's going to be in Taurus Scorpio. And it's interesting that the Bitcoins was the subject of interest at the Senate and the White House. Okay, are we going to change the monetary currency of the dollar to Bitcoins? And how are we going to regulate it? Should it be one nation regulating the Bitcoins? Or should it be every country should have its own say in the regulation of Bitcoins? and back and forth. And we saw great advances as Uranus was traveling through Taurus. But when it went retrograde, things rescinded. And it was like going back to the drawing board. For those of you who are into Wall Street or into the stock market, and we have financial astrologers, you know? And I studied that myself when I was a student of astrology. And it was nice, skill. I understand the math, but my interest was more psychological. But I understand the stock market and stock trade. Henry Weingarten, whom I studied under, is a great astrologer who wrote many books on the stock market and Wall Street astrology. Henry Weingarten. But he's Madonna's astrologer. Was one of them, back in the day. So it's if this kind of information was to get out, do you know how many millionaires and billionaires will come out into scene with this? This is kind of like an insider trading. Don't go for the dollar. Get rid of the currencies. There'll be no more indexes of currencies, futures, ETFs of commodities. It will be now Bitcoins. Well, let's hope, right? But that's one thing. Another thing is that there will not be central governments. For example, the president of Malaysia, the president of the Dominican Republic, the president of Haiti. There'll be no such thing. One government rules the entire planet, and there'll be emissaries or ambassadors ruling each country, but they will not have the sovereignty of presidency. Yeah. They are they're coming here because they want to save the planet. Something is going on right in front of our noses that we have no clue. We have people on this planet that look like you and me, but are not human. I know this sounds like something from science fiction or some kind of sci-fi, but it isn't. It isn't. Many of you have already started to have the dreams of the invasions. Many of you who did not believe it and made it a point to call me and tell me, and some of you cursed me out too, have called me and emailed me with apologies. Because now they're seeing the dreams. Like it says in the Bible, dreams and visions will come. But the church, I think, kind of like hyped it up like it's going to be the end of the world. It's not. So now we can rest. But you're left to ponder the little questions. Are they going to eat our food here in our planet? When they shit, would that hurt the soil? And when they piss, do they shit or piss? The Bible says that these beings are not to mate with us, but many have. Can that happen? Will it produce giants like the Nephilim? These are very, very, compelling questions. What are the spaceships going to do to our atmosphere, our oxygen, our trees and plants? Will it affect the soil, our water? That I'm Virgo, I'm Earth. So I'm looking at the rest of the other kingdoms that will also be in shock right along with us and the animal kingdom of these beings coming here from another star system whose chemistry is unknown to us. Its morphology is unknown to us. So what advantage are we going to have over these beings should they be hostile? They may very well be hostile. Maybe not hostile against us. But then again, is it one race of beings or would there be multiple types coming here? There are multiple types. The Bhagavad Gita or the Upanishads of India describe several species of beings. Again, nothing is new under the sun. We've had intergalactic wars, planetary wars, especially on the fifth dimension. I don't think we've experienced that in the 3D dimension. And that was going to shock us. Because let me tell you, I know for a fact that other beings exist and that they come from different star systems which are very visible to us. Again, Cyrus, there is life in Cyrus. Striving life in Cyrus. And I knew that it was a binary star way before scientists found out. When I was little, I used to tell my professors, "Oh, look at the stars." They go, "Oh, and I said, "What's this one?" And he said, "That's Cyrus." I was 10 years old. And I looked at it and I go, "How come it's only one?" And the teacher looked at me and go, "Because it's only one." And I said, "No, it isn't. It's two. It's two." They found that out, I think 10 or 15 years ago, that Cyrus is a binary star. I knew that at 10 years old. And it's a water planet. I told you the movie by Kevin Costner, Waterworld, is talking about the events that took place in Cyrus, which caused those beings to come here under the direction of VIMEO. The Orishas come from Cyrus. And they had to leave. And they found this planet and colonized this planet. Because the substance, this water, is similar to that of Cyrus. And that's how you got the USO, unidentified submerged object, USOs. They colonized down there because it was familiar to them. Remember, the Earth is 70% water and 30% land. But you don't know the dynamic even way back then, going into the Polarian epoch, the Hyperborean epoch, where the Earth was still molten and it was taking shape. We had a flat Earth. The Earth did not just appear as a globe. Boop, here I am. Boop, here I am. No, just like it takes a child time to grow into an adult, well, our planet evolved through the same way. And it became spherical. And that's when the life as we know it began to emerge. But life already existed way before. And, many people are telling me, "Well, Fernando, why is it so important for you to give us a history lesson way back when it's not even conceivable?" Well, the reason is if you want to know who you are and you want to understand the real essence of the human story, we need to go further back. And historians, scientists, theologians, they know this, and they purposely do not. Because if you get all the pieces, you're going to figure it out. Like the Tower of Babel. You got all the pieces together, you're building the tower, you're going to reach divinity. What did Jehovah do in the Tower of Babel? He struck man with different languages so they don't work together to slow down his evolution. This is a fight towards godity, and we have plenty of resistance in getting there. And at the same time, we're being used as battery energy, ectoplasm for other beings, right underneath our noses. Our ignorance is their bliss. This is why I do videos about archons, and I try to educate you about archons and who they are and what they are. And not the concept of the church's definition of them, which is utterly ridiculous. However, because we have been indoctrinated to believe the concept of the church of what these beings are. And hell is not real. Hell does not exist. But because we've gave it energy and we've been indoctrinated as a race to believe that it exists, it is now real. We call that a parallel reality. We created a parallel reality based on our manipulation of our thinking based on government and religion. So now that they've indoctrinated us to such a degree that now we have created a parallel universe, parallel world that is not real, but it became real because we gave it that energy by going to church on Sunday and being taught the same story, and blah, blah, blah. We created another world astrally that does not match the reality. And that was done on purpose. That's a form of enslavement, mental enslavement. And where the mind goes, spirit follows. So now the mind and spirit are enslaved in a parallel reality which we were indoctrinated to believe from grade school all the way to postgraduate. A total conditioning. While the elite dig into the fruits of our labor and live as gods on earth with a tremendous inequality. These beings are coming to correct that. And there's going to be a group of humans that are not going to be happy. It's deep. It's deep. And it's about to get deeper. They don't want me to do this. They've blocked the money. They've blocked access. They've blocked everything. Everything. If I live, it's through your donations because they cut everything. Money, everything, everything. They want to stop me. Stop everything. But you know what I mean? I mean, like, okay. I already knew this was happening. Remember, guys, we talked about this. Oh, the Saturn return, and it hasn't hit yet. This is my lunation. The Saturn return hits at 56. I'm 54, so I'm going through all of this. You all been seeing my changes from day one. God knows what the return's going to bring. Ooh. I've been doing pretty good, though. I don't drink alcohol. Oh, I drink my Aperol. You know, 10% alcohol, but it's so good. I got my tea. I'm taking care of myself. I look better than I've ever been. But damn, there's a lot going on. And what I'm about to tell you, because there's more, there's more. Tell you, you can't make this up. I tell you, all I ever wanted, it's good. I know it's good, though. All I ever wanted, it was to have fun on YouTube and talk about astrology and blah, blah, blah. Love it. I still do. But I feel that I've been set up. Oh, I got a weed thing. I forgot what it's called. It's a hip. I had a client yesterday. She's a Leo. Oh, she's so beautiful. Oh my God. She looked like she came out of a magazine. She was gorgeous. She bought me this very expensive gold to smoke weed. You know, but it's cute, right? It's so expensive, and look at the gold. I'm intimidated too. Like, I feel like a pharaoh smoking that, but it's so cute. But I don't think I even know how to do it. You know, you know what? I'm gonna try it for the first time on YouTube. And he goes, Fernando, all you gotta do is just bullet this. Okay, just go pull. I was okay. I haven't done it yet, but it's so pretty, you know. I don't know. I mean, how do you do it? Why can't you do it? Why? Can't... oh, okay. Remember, I'm an OG. I like that. I like the better, you know. I would do the blunt, but I can't smoke blunts because I don't get high from it. My archons do. Oh, they love it. Love it. And I'm like, yo, don't be selfish. Let me get some. Let me get a hit. No, they're smoking. They love it because it's trees. It's herb. It's of the earth, so they like it. But I don't get high at all. I could smoke all day blunts, and I'll be just saying. I smoked one spliff. The plane took off. But I'm getting older. You know, I'm getting older. So you get older. It's different. Now it's not that high. It's more mellow. I like it that way. I do have so much work to do. Oh, there is so much work to do. I'm stalling because I'm a little scared. Just a scotch. Just a scotch. I'm a little scared of what I got to uh, show you. Because I have to show you. I can show you better than I can tell you. And you know what? It's gotten really cold. Really cold here. My tea is cold now. I mean, really cold. There's a cold here that's different from the rest of the house. It is a demon. Oh, I see them. And I can feel them. And I said, what do you mean? Because yes, but they can't. They don't come near me. Because I got my guys and my protectors. They don't come near me. I mean, see, you got different types of demons or archons. This one comes at a particular hour. And when he shows up, the cat starts meowing and the dog starts howling. And it happens religiously. On time. You can set your time on it. Oh, the demon's here. Because you hear the dog howling and they're watching what I'm doing. And then they report back. Those are called proctoring demons. Oh yeah, it's very common in the shamanistic world. We know all about those types of spiritual demons. We ignore them. They're not there to hurt you physically like other types of demons. These demons are hurting you in a way of trying to defraud you, defame you by taking your information and reporting it to a sorcerer who can then plagiarize your material and plagiarize your work. And that's happening to me now too. I got stuff in OnlyFans that don't belong to that belongs to me under somebody else. And there's somebody out there posing as me, they got the body and everything, but they look like me and they're posing as me in OnlyFans and making lots of money. Oh, you'd be surprised that everybody's copying me. So many copycats. Great if you want to do that and you can handle the material and you know what you're doing. I don't mind. But when you want to try to kill it and take a nigga out, now that's some shit. Trust me, I don't think they'll be able to handle what I have to go through. And because it's not like it's a fun time at the park. It's not like a picnic. It's not a picnic. Let me tell you. When you get this type of a download, hold on. It's not a picnic. It's actually quite how can I put it? It's okay. It's how can I put it as trying to meet you at the table. It can be burdensome. It can be burdensome. This type of information. The responsibility that comes with this type of information. You guys had asked me, Uncle Fernando, what can we do? Miss you more. Uncle Fernando, what can we do to prepare ourselves? Remember when you guys asked me that? Concerning the these beings come which is on their way. Oh, by the way, you guys, some of you guys wanted proof. Let me tell you, so do I. And God must have heard your prayers and my prayers. Because guess what I saw on the news? The rings of Saturn are breaking apart. The rings of Saturn are breaking apart. There's a YouTube, I'm going to find the link. And there's another situation happening with one of the other planets. And I'm like, what? The rings of Saturn are breaking apart? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. Saturn has rings. Lots of them. Solid rings. And so does Uranus. And the rings of Uranus were just recently discovered. Planetary scientists did not know that Uranus had rings. This was a new discovery. When they said that the rings of Saturn, I don't know which ones they are. They're classified by planetary scientists as ring A, ring B, ring C, D, E, F, G, the categories. And each of these rings of Saturn are made of different material substances. Some known and some unknown. It's stretching apart. I don't know if it's all of them or if it's one of them. And these rings, they move up and down and they overlap and they bounce, boop, boop, boop. And there are asteroids that move in between them. Like a whole life system of its own. Well, Saturn can be an entire mini solar system. It's got 68 moons, and it has an ingress that can pretty much allow sun in and sun out. It can be its own miniature self-sufficient tower. And maybe that's why Capricorns feel so efficient and self-sufficient and self-sustaining and self-supporting and need nobody. The Saturn is like a miniature solar system. But it's breaking apart. And I'm not saying in a dramatic way. It could be in very minuscule ways that only certain numbers of equations can detect, like 0.00012. That's a minuscule movement. But nonetheless, it's a movement. It's like a little hole in a fabric. Over time, that little hole is going to spread and open up. Right? My question to you is, what is causing Saturn's rings to stretch? Nobody knows the answer. Or maybe they do know, but they're scared to say it. I went into the NASA website and all the other, and I think I said this before I got cut off. I don't remember. And I don't have the video. It's not available. I asked my professor, an ex-professor, because, I'm not a corona, I took time off. And I inquired about the rings of Saturn. And he said he doesn't know anything about it. And of course, I took the YouTube video and I copied the link, right, to make sure I got my shit. Did it? And he, when I told him, he was very dismissive about it. Very dismissive. On my way back home, my archons tell me that they are terrified. And I'm like, terrified? Why not scared? Why terrified? Why terrified? That's a big jump. And then because they know. And when he told me they know, then I went, okay. All right. The fabric, I get scratches, not because I got dandruff when like that, take good care of my hair and my scalp, but it's the electricity. The electricity. They're coming. It's an army of them. And they're stretching the fabric of space-time. And it's affecting our planets. It's like throwing a pebble in the pond. And it creates a ripple effect, right? And I gave this analogy before. If you have a leaf in that pond, let's say that leaf represents Saturn. And these beings that are coming in their spaceships, we don't know what that is per unit, per pounds, per square inch. I don't know how you will measure something like that. Applying pressure against the fabric of space-time, heading our way. Or it's like a boat, a motorboat. It's moving in the water, but you see the ripple effect is way ahead of the boat. Because it's pushing the water forward, because that's the fabric of space-time. We call that gravitational waves in space. Well, the gravitational waves in space are increasing to a degree, to such a degree that is affecting the morphology and the topography of the planets. And this can be measured mathematically. And we saw that the other day, and then 2 days after, they said something else about another planet. That's when I said, okay. So now we're going to see symptoms of this in our own solar system, and detected throughout the cosmos as this fabric extends and stretches, however minuscule or large. The fact is that they cannot deny it. There is something rippling the fabric of space-time in this quadrature of space, and they don't know why or what. It's on YouTube. And you know what I say? What does Uncle Fernando say? Half the fun is proving it. That's why people be getting mad at me. I can prove the bitch. And the math makes sense. So yes, we do have beings that come here through interdimensions. Yes. But that's not the only way. They also come in spaceships. So let's not go in denial about that. And there's another thing they told me. They told me that when we start to see them, they're going to go to particular places on the planet. Let me get a tissue. My nose. Let me get a tissue. And then they gave me download on Stonehenge. And by the way, the Egyptian pyramids, they still work. They still work. Okay. My battery is dying, and when I got on the air, it was 100%. When I get on the air, it starts to diminish. It is now at 10%. I have never experienced anything like this before. You can actually see it diminishing. And like that, no fucking battery dies like that quick. Yep. Things are accelerating. Or not now, but in the future, I'm gonna tell you something about myself that would explain a lot of things. I definitely cannot do it on the air, and I cannot do it on this platform about myself. Okay? And where I come from. So understand that Stonehenge is becoming activated. I know what Stonehenge is. Many of us know. Scientists, I don't understand scientists. I really don't understand them. It's like they're brilliant in one way, but really stupid in another way. I don't believe that they're stupid. And I believe that they know and that it has to come across their minds. You cannot be a brilliant scientist and not have an objectivity of a probability. Science doesn't work that way. You have a theory, you test it out, and it's very, these are people who have very trained logical minds. No one knows what the 56 pits surrounding Stonehenge is for. Are you fucking kidding me? You don't know? And you're an anthropologist, archaeologist, and you don't know? Have you seen or considered all frames of references? Or are you stubbornly sticking to your own theory and God forbid you find the answer outside of your own theory? God forbid. I know why those 56 pits are there. All you have to do is choose another frame of reference. And you will find the answer. I remember my past lives in Stonehenge. I remember. And yes, it was a navigation compass. It was a navigation compass. The star that enters that portal at the solstice and equinoxes is not that of the sun like scientists think or believe. And I thought so too when I was young. I used to read books on the Stonehenge when I was 7, 8, 9. When I was young, I really remembered these places. As I got older, I lost memory as the ego emerged as Fernando, and then those doors closed. But they've reopened now as an adult. And I remember the Stonehenge was a it was like when you go to the airport and you get on the plane, right? The plane doesn't take off right away. It has to leave the hangar. And then it has to, scroll down, not the runway, because the runway is where they take off. The road in which they travel to get to the runway is called taxi. Okay, that's what they call it, the taxi. They taxi the planes to prepare them for takeoff in the runway. And that's when you see the guys with the lights all like this. And it's called taxiing, okay? I don't know, it's a whole, the airport industry is a whole different industry. Like, they have different terms and names for things. Well, Stonehenge is a taxi. It's a guidepost for beings from a particular constellation or star system to land. The pyramids is another taxi because it emits lights like lamps. You think Thomas Jefferson invented electricity? Even if he didn't invent it, it was always here. He stumbled upon it, but the Egyptians had electricity in their pyramids way before. So, yes, and the light bulb came from Egypt and it's there. So, we've been had this shit way before. This is not new. And those lights were used like this to bring the shapes back. Machu Picchu, the landing gear, the taxiing was the temples that allowed the flights to come in. When I'm on a plane and I'm looking down, I can see the light of the airport as I land into the city. It's no different than Stonehenge, what Machu Picchu, or even Sumer, or what's the other one in Europe? What's it called? Baalbek. Baalbek. That's another landing site. That's another taxi. But guess what? Star system. The pyramids is the Pleiades, Orion, Arcturus, Draco, the Argo, and Diadem, which means the crown, Diadem, which is completely opposite of the Southern Cross, which we cannot see because it's in South America. And the posts and Stonehenges of South America, including Easter Island, direct their attention to that star system. But it's in the Bible. It's in the book of Job. And God names the different star systems and their influences. It mentions Orion. It mentions Arcturus. Yes, the Bible. This is not coming from me. This is not unique information. It's in there. That's why I don't know what the big deal is. Because I ain't saying nothing revolutionary. All has been here. Nothing is new under the sun. Now, I gotta give a holler to Empress Lillian. Empress Lillian. I don't know if she watches my YouTube channel, but Empress Lillian, I love Empress Lillian. She is too much. She's too much. Ooh, but I'm pulling with her shit. A true empress. Well, she got a download. And I was like, oh shit. I do face scrubs for my face when I do face scrubs. And sometimes running being so fast to get on the air that some pieces are left in my face. Nice bed, bath and beyond. Nice. Empress Lillian, I saw a video of hers and she mentioned that there is going to be a rewriting of the tablets. I went, ooh, wow, the rewriting of the tablets. Are we talking about the emerald tablets? I'm saying to myself in my head, as I'm watching her on her premiere for this segment, and she said that many of us are going to receive downloads. Well, a few days after I saw that video, I got a download. And I was like, what? I got a download. I was given a Rosetta Stone. I fell into a trance. I woke up with all kinds of foam and plaque in my mouth. And I was scurrying or drawing, but I wasn't conscious. And this emerged. I can show you better than I can tell you. And it is a Rosetta Stone towards a new language. We are not going to be speaking different languages like before. I mean, we're probably going to know it, but there's going to be one universal language that all of us as a human species are going to learn at the same time. And it will be through symbols, like in the Egyptian hieroglyphics, the runes, or the Hebrew alphabet. Our language will not consist of vibration and sound, which is what language is, but of symbolism. We're going to go back to the old way of Akhenaten. I mean, one can pose an argument, right? So at first, and it's very detailed. Very detailed. I'm going to show you in 10 seconds. Then I got to put it down because it might be too dangerous. And I'll put the rest of it on Patreon. And I will decode it on Patreon because it's safe. I think I have 30 Patreon subscribers. That's not a lot, but it's fine for me. And I think it's safe because, it's not going to call attention. Patreon is not public, it's private. So I'm safe in putting classified information there because it's not open to the public. So this I have to put on Patreon, and you got it. And this ain't no sales pitch. I have to do it. I don't care if you pay $25 for 1 month, look at it, and then unsubscribe. I don't care. It's fine. I just cannot show it to you any length of time because, I don't know who's watching out there. So you might have to go onto Patreon for 1 month, and look at it where I break it down. Now, it's amazing. Of course, it's in my, in my Book of Shadows vault. Let me move some of these books here. Put it over here. I'm so thankful that the batteries did not die and I'm not off the. I am so thankful. I'm so grateful. I have to be because it's a commodity to be on the air nowadays with this couple of information. You see what I go through, right? I'm thankful, grateful that I'm Yeah, I'm almost done because we're over an hour. We're an hour and 2 minutes. I'm completely stopping. Cook some dinner. I don't know what I'm gonna cook. I don't know. I'll cook some dinner and then I'll come back on the air later in the evening to do Pluto in Virgo. The 1960s. Don't be about me, baby. Won't you come near me? In the 60s, the Flower Children. Hey. Da, 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 da. Tito Rodriguez. Cha-cha-cha, cha-cha-cha. That's when all that started happening in the 60s and it hit in the 70s. Yo quiero bailar. Iguanacha. Me tiene miedo. Aguapacha. The 60s, Pluto in Virgo, the decade of my birth, the Flower Children and the healers come to the planet. Wonderful time, painful time too. A lot of racism and a lot of discrimination and the Vietnam War and the killing of the President Kennedy and our civil rights leaders and Vietnam and the turbulent 60s. Yo quiero bailar. It was a time where people grew extensions and long hair and braids. All that took place in the 60s. Pluto enters an Earth sign. Okay, so look out for that. Let's go. I hope I don't get cut off before, because they be smart. How they be. Now, let me show you. Yeah, this was like, I was like, what? Lemuria. Lemuria. Still a lot on Lemuria to discuss. God, the things that went on in those days past. Amazing. It's amazing. Stan Lee's superpowers. We were quite the fall. We were the bomb before the great fall. But it's not the way the church says it. That's a corruption, of course. Okay, where is it? Sometimes I do these. Oh, they showed me a picture of these beings too. I drew it. It should be in here. I don't know. Oh, that's so evil. Pluto in the fourth house. You got, they get the Pluto. Oh, I see why. Because Pluto is the esoteric ruler of Cancer. Oh yeah, they gave me some downloads about the secrets of the cosmos and the great scheme of the Big Bang. Yeah, I was like, what? I don't fucking even write that neat. All these and a lot of math equations. A lot of math equations here. Yeah. They're talking about singularity and histories and the formation of the different dimensions. I mean, they're breaking it down here in detail how the Big Bang created everything, including the gods. Is that the grand scheme? This is how some of them look like. Some of these beings. This was their. They gave me this download. Something like this. Something like this. They have a mane like a lion. They got teeth like lions. And they got breastplates. Tall, big, and they got these spears which throws a laser. Well, listen. How outrageous can it be? Don't forget the Ark of the Jews. The Ark. It's in the Bible. It's in the Torah. Didn't the Ark shoot laser beams when it was stolen from the Philistines? Didn't it fight and cause boils and cause infectious diseases? Some of them radiation sickness. And we're talking about BC. So this is not too far-fetched. If the fucking Ark can shoot beams, it's in the fucking book. It's in the book. How outrageous is that? To, we're in technology age. It makes sense. It didn't make sense to witness that kind of technology back in the BC days, but it's in the Bible, and nobody talks about it. No one touches it. No one touches it. Didn't it say in the book of Deuteronomy, when Moses and the pharaohs, they fought, took the staff and threw it on the floor and it turned into a snake? And then the pharaoh took his staff and threw it on the floor and it turned into a snake? And then Moses' staff ate the snake staff of the pharaoh? How could a wood turn into a snake? But it's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. Nobody touches it. Nobody dares question it. This is no different. Look at it that way, and then, it takes away the fear, and it gives it a little objectivity. I'm looking for the codex. Oh my God, yeah, this was another one. The collision between the string theory. They explained everything about the string theory. And it makes sense. I was like, wow. Like, why are they giving me these things? Yeah, how dimensions are created. After the Big Bang, how do dimensions become populated? And it's collision. And the rhythm is that of the human heart. Boom, 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 boom. And it creates other universes. As above, so below. Fascinating. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the new Rosetta Stone. You have 30 seconds to look at it, then I gotta take it down. Okay. See you later.